Now, former President Jacob Zuma has been making threats to expose alleged corruption scandals, and during his testimony at the Zondo Commission, he's made allegations against former SANDF chief Siphiwe Nyanda and former Mineral Resources Minister Matlodi. Samkela Maseko, my colleague, joins me following this story, and welcome, Samkela. I know that you've been following the story quite well, but as soon as the president or the former president that made claims against the former Mineral Resources that he was a spy recruited from Lesotho, Matlodi refuted that and said, no, actually, you are the spy as the former president.
Yes, indeed. Jacob Zuma is the former head of intelligence within the ANC before 1992. He was removed just after the 1991 conference at the Durban Westville of the ANC. So it's rather interesting that he knows how Ngwako Ramatlodi was recruited into the ANC and labeling him a spy. And Ngwako Ramatlodi quickly coming out and saying, no, you are a spy, sir, not me. But if we are to test these assertions or allegations that you are making, I demand and I'm calling on you to go on before a lie detector test in front of the country at the State Capital Commission of Inquiry, so that South Africans can see who's lying between you and I. You remember Ngwako Ramatlodi was the first premier in the Northern Transvaal, now known as Limpopo, was in the top leadership of the ANC then in that province, and subsequently been an NEC member till date, which he currently still serves in the NEC, duly elected at the conference in Nasrec in 2017, where Jacob Zuma sits and is an ex officio member as the former president of the ANC. So the former president basically saying that intelligence report, or those intelligence reports, the three of them, the one from the intelligence agency inside the country and two from the foreign countries, are the ones at play for the past 2 decades to get rid of him in governance and in the structures of the African National Congress, basically saying that Ngwako Ramatlodi was acting on command by those who control him, which are intelligence agencies, when Ngwako Ramatlodi and people like Derek Haniko called for the resignation of former President Jacob Zuma in the ANC, basically the former president going as far as to saying that the ANC has been infiltrated and has a lot of askaris who come in different forms, whom are there to perform, basically to remove him in the structures of the ANC.
All right, I hear the argument with regards to the lie detector test they're being offered by the former Mineral Resources Minister, saying, I'm willing to do that even publicly so we can see who's really lying between the two of us. But is he willing to go to a court of law and challenge these allegations so that a court can decide who's telling the truth and who's not?
Interestingly, we were supposed to have a sit-down interview with Ngwako Ramatlodi, or former Minister Ngwako Ramatlodi, this morning. He subsequently bailed on us and said he can no longer do the interview because he does not want to be seen with fighting with the former president live on national television. He'd rather wait and see how the commission unfolds until Friday, when the former president is done with his testimony or with a cross-examination in the State Capital Commission of Inquiry, and then he will decide on appropriate action that he will take. It may be legal action, it may be forcing the president to undergo this lie detector test at the State Capital Commission of Inquiry. But Ngwako Ramatlodi is not the only person who's been accused of being a spy. Former General Siphiwe Nyanda, who was a combatant and a commander within Umkhonto weSizwe, has also been accused of being a spy by former President Jacob Zuma. But let's just listen to what General Nyanda had to say on spies existing in the former liberation movement.
All I can say is that there were spies in the African National Congress, yes. There are those people who infiltrated our ranks at the behest, the arrangement of the South African security services, and many people died because of these activities of these people. But to then say this only when you're trying to save your skin is really disingenuous, is really irresponsible. There are many people who have lost their children, their husbands, their wives, through the activities of those who infiltrated our ranks. But why should Zuma wait all these years and not tell these families about these activities of these people? And in fact, if you take Ngwako and me to actually deploy us in responsible positions, because Zuma has been at the helm of the African National Congress for a very long time. He is part of the top 6 ever since the dawn of democracy. Why has he not told the NEC about these things, about these people that the NEC or he was deploying, that these people could probably have inspired? I think it's very irresponsible and very insensitive to the families of the people who lost their children in